to the show, everybody. Give it up for yourselves for coming out tonight.
I'm always so pleased to see people out on a Tuesday.
I know. It's like the Tuesday is like this is. I was gonna say this is a party crowd, but this isn't. This is not really a party crowd. This seems like a crowd that is devoted to your intellectual enrichment, and I'm judging that entirely on the basis of your hairstyles.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair assessment. And this is like a time for people who really want to be in bed at a reasonable hour.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Give it up for being in bed. Yeah, I am very much of the demographic of like, it's time to go to sleep now.
Yeah, especially in the winter. It's nice to get under the blankets.
Yeah, and maybe have some dreams. Yeah, how were your holidays?
My holidays were good. I went to Mexico with my boyfriends, and that was a very fun time.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I was thinking this was our first trip together, and I was thinking about how different it is dating versus what dating sets you up for versus like being in a relationship with someone. Like dating is all about like you try to make yourself seem like you're not a gross person, and being in a relationship is so gross, especially traveling with someone. You're like, okay, there is sand everywhere. Let's have food poisoning together now. It's just
did that happen?
We did. Yeah,
that's a real bonding moment. Yeah, fluids are the glue that keeps a relationship together.
Well, that's why it's like it just seems like it doesn't seem like it's gonna be like that. This microphone.
I'm very sorry.
It doesn't seem like it's gonna be like that when you're dating someone. You're like, oh no, like, how could I possibly go home with this person when I have armpit hair?
Right.
But the more you get in a relationship, it's like, hey.
Yeah. So can I pop that for you?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's so gross.
Yeah.
It's really the highlight of a relationship.
No, I've been with my husband for 15 years, and there's pretty much no effluvia that's off limits.
And then you get a kid. And
yeah.
It's like, hey, let's get another gross person.
Oh my God. Yeah, pretty much. We've all seen each other's bungholes, you guys. It's love.
I understand how that happens in one direction, but I am confused about why it went the other way.
There are some things you don't understand about parenting, Kate.
I look forward to it.
Listen, sometimes you just have to discipline them. And I should probably stop going down this path. Nobody called you COIS. This is fine. This is a safe space. We took your phones.
Yeah.
So I have been sleeping weird lately. It's been taking me like a really long time to get to sleep. I'm very groggy. I don't know if that's, I don't know what to blame that on. I'm just going to say weather. I also haven't been remembering a lot of my dreams, although my husband tells me I wake up screaming a lot.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so that's another thing that's awesome about being in a long-term relationship. He can't just be like, you're crazy, and tiptoe away. I mean, I guess he could, but there would be legal ramifications. He has to be like,
oh, Emily's dreaming about buttholes again.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's probably because I'm saying bungholes over and over.
Yeah.
That might be a thing. Maybe it's a hint he's not taken.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's that. Lots of unremembered nightmares, which is what I'm hoping 2018 will be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just like this whole, like, it's just going to be like 2021. Elizabeth Warren will be president. And we'll just be like, oh, what was that, the whole thing that happened for a few years?
I would say from your lips to God's ears, but I think it's telling that mic keeps cutting out.
Yeah.
Like, God can't hear our prayers. Yeah, we're fucked. Anybody going to watch the speech tonight?
You guys came to this early show because you want to get home in time for the speech, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to see exactly on a scale from like 11 to 11,000 how fucked we are. Yeah. I don't know. Am I not being optimistic? Is that what's happening?
I don't even know what it's going to be. I will just see some tweets on Twitter. One thing that was weird about being in Mexico that I feel like all these like terrible like Trump people, they need to go to Mexico and realize like it's really nice. It doesn't seem like it's a very, very beautiful place, and I don't think that people are as anxious to leave it as they imagine. Like there's just a lot of people relaxing, doing cool stuff. The beautiful ocean,
the wall is to keep us in.
I know, exactly. I kind of wanted them to build the wall just so I didn't have to go back. Like it was very nice there.
Oh man, yeah. I don't know what's going to happen with this planet or world.
Well, speaking of nightmares.
Yes. So basically, let me tell you guys how this is going to work. We're going to talk about some dreams we've had. I drew pictures based on everybody's dream, our guests, mine, and yours. I will pull this down awkwardly and show you those pictures after we're done talking about the dream. And it's all going to be real weird. So this is a dream I had recently that I can remember. It's not so much like a horror nightmare as it is just like a kind of horrifying, gross dream.
Okay.
I dreamed that I was listening to and like watching a man perform a song in the form of an open letter to the father of the girl he was banging. And the song was called Your Daughter.
Ew.
Yeah, it gets grosser.
Okay.
And it was all about basically like what she likes him to do to her. And I remember that the last few lines of the song involve something to the effect of like, she used to be known as your daughter, but around here she's known as my little girl.
Oh, that's really gross, Emily.
I'm sorry for all of us. So that happened. But as I was waking up, I kind of had the feeling like, I think I just wrote like a song that's bland and offensive enough to be a top 40 country hit. Oh
yeah, that does. It's gross, but it does have that country vibe to it.
And it had kind of like, I remember the tune. I'm not going to sing it because we don't know each other that well. And it was like, yeah, I can kind of see this working. Let's talk after. We'll talk after. If we become friends between now and like 10, we'll see.
One verse.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
This depends on your behavior, young lady.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's very hard to switch out of mom mode.
Yeah.
But even when you're talking, never mind. So yeah, but basically, I thought you guys might like to see the cover album to this. Yeah.
Is that you, Emily?
Good God, no. No, that's just the lady that lives in my brain and screws older guys.
I actually really like that cowboy guy. Like, I was expecting him to look more like just like cowboy, but he's like hipster cowboy.
I feel like I maybe should have made him a little bit creepier.
I feel like I'd keep sleeping with him even if he wrote a song to my dad. Yeah.
Huh. Maybe that could be a thing. I mean, maybe it's romantic more than creepy. There is a very fine line, and most of it involves songwriting. Yeah, I don't know. Is the lollipop too much? Or does the lollipop really help sell it?
I think it helps sell it. I don't know why she's wearing. Is it a bikini or is it bra and underwear?
It's a bikini. She's wearing a bikini because I wanted to make it very clear that she is biologically a full-grown woman, so that none of you called the police.
Oh.
But yeah, now it's just bumming me out.
And do you think that there are deeper issues in your subconscious that this dream is trying to unearth?
I don't know. My kid is 6, so I'm not really worried about her hooking up with like this guy for like another 4 years.
You'd be
right, yeah. I mean, he's a man with a job. He's a country singer.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's the dream. This guy with a job.
You got to have ambitions as a parent. And now I have something to put on my vision board.
That's awesome.
All right. Although, because I know what your dream was, I can say at the outset that while mine was gross, yours was truly terrifying.
Mine was a little grosser, yeah. Even grosser. So I dreamed that I discovered one day that I was 6 months pregnant. And that's not the gross part yet. So I dreamed that I was 6 months pregnant and that I hadn't known that I was pregnant, so I didn't take any of the prenatal vitamins or do any of that stuff that I was supposed to do. So I was trying to get health insurance and all this stuff. And then I went to the doctor to see what I could do to take care of my my baby, and my gynecologist was Mike Pence, and yeah. This is more of a political nightmare.
I want you to know that's the most horrifying thing I've ever had to draw.
Yeah, it was pretty gross.
Yeah, that's awful. Should we look at this?
I guess so. Let's face the fear.
Yeah, let's
face the fear of what this country is becoming.
Yeah. See,
oh no.
I feel like this is just an exercise in us inflicting our terrible mental images on all of you.
Yeah.
Did we build this as a comedy show? It's more like punishment. Nope.
I thought that was still the picture, and I was like,
go.
oh no. That's so disgusting.
You know, now that I look at it, he seems almost, like he's growing on me a little bit.
So is that me, or is that his wife, mother?
Oh, God. I mean, that's you. I'm sorry.
Nasty.
Yeah, I don't know. That's I started drawing a speculum, and then I just got too sad.
I feel like this is I feel like I might like blow this up and like put it on my protest sign for the next rally that I go to.
I feel like that's a perfectly valid use of this. You can also burn it ritually to make this reality hopefully never happen.
Oh yeah, some kind of witch ritual for reproductive rights.
Because it's pretty clear that we're going to need some witch rituals. Hey, I said that without stumbling. I just, hey, yeah. I don't know. Pretty much. I'm very sorry about that microphone. I feel like I keep cursing you with the bad mic.
No, we'll be all right.
Yeah.
I will just yell.
Yeah, that's a great thing about like the end of the room is only like 30 feet away. So worst comes to worst, lungs.
All right, should we bring up our first guest?
Let's bring up our first guest. Our first guest is a musician, a comedian, a very funny man. He is the pride of Cleveland. Please say hello to Dave Hill.
Yay!
Hi, thank you. Have a seat. Take a microphone. Hi, how are you?
Really great. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm as well as can be expected.
Do you want me to take that microphone?
No, I think I'm okay. If it cuts out, I'm just gonna go full Italian and just be like, "Hey," you know.
Will you do the hand gestures to really sell whatever you're
Yeah,
saying?
exactly.
All right, that's important.
So, Dave, what was your nightmare?
I had a recurring nightmare that I have a lot is I grew up playing hockey.
What a nightmare!
Because my jock look, but I always have a nightmare that I'm late to get out on the ice, and I can't find all my equipment, and then I find I'm like missing my one skate, and then I find the skate, and then I can't find my helmet, and then I start going out towards the ice, and I'm like, oh shoot, I don't have like my jersey on, and I go back, and you get it. It goes on from there, and then the game, they're already in the second period,
right?
And I haven't gotten out there yet. It's a stress dream.
That's a super classic stress dream.
Yeah.
This is like the final exam dream for sports people.
Sometimes it comes while it always is like I'm in school at the time. So sometimes it's with after I haven't gone to school all semester, and then there's a game on top of it.
But so does this always take a hockey format, or is it ever just like the straight, like, you know, I mean, I feel like, has anybody not had the dream that you're still in high school and you fucked something up and there's a test, et cetera, et cetera?
No.
All right, good. We have all had this dream. I think it's just one of those, it's stock imagery, basically.
No, the hockey one, no.
Right.
But sometimes there's other components, but the hockey one is over and over.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Have you played hockey since you were younger?
I started as a kid, and I played until like my sophomore year of college, and then I decided I didn't want to do that anymore. Right. I wanted to rock. It's like, it's kind of true. I went to Fordham, and we were playing some school. I can't remember. And all my friends were at a concert, and I was like, this is stupid. I'm sitting on a bench in New Jersey. Yeah. What am I... And then I quit like a couple days later.
Interesting. But your stress dreams are still about hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever have rock stress dreams, or are all your rock dreams awesome?
I don't think I dream about rock ever.
Interesting.
Now that you say it.
We all dream about rock.
I don't have to dream it. I live it.
And what about like other, because I have a fair, like every once in a while, like performance or like, I know a cartooning stress dream sounds ridiculous, but it does happen. But most of my stress dreams are like based on stuff that happened like when I was younger, or that I'm forced to go back,
Yeah.
either to high school. I have a recurring dream that I used to work in music distribution, and I have a recurring dream that I have to go back, but because it's 2019, there's like no such thing, and I'm just wandering around these empty offices, just like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
I that happens to me. Like I'll go. I have dreams like that. I have to have like live with my family again. Like we've all come home to live together,
right?
And I'm like, what the fuck are we doing this for? Or like, I'll have roommates,
right?
Which I like. Not that I think that's a nightmare, but not like roommates, like having a roommate. But I'll have like the roommates I had when I was 20. To clarify, like,
right.
Not like,
and are they 20 or
not like
are
it's
they
a
grown
nightmare.
up?
It's not a nightmare at all having a roommate. But I just mean, yeah, like no, they're all grown up. It's just like my roommates when I was 20. Many of them I'm still friends with. Like we're all in our 40s now,
right?
And we're moving in together. And I'm just like, this is why are we living together?
Like you
what
got
happened?
stuck at that level,
right?
Or something.
No, like we're going back to the level. That's the nightmare, where I'm like, what the fuck happened? You were married with 2 kids,
right?
And you had a job.
Oh,
why are we living in this
right?
apartment?
It's not like you started a commune. You just got sent back to square one.
Yeah. That's the nightmare.
Yeah,
that's exact. Yeah, it's I'm not knocking living with other people.
It's okay. I mean,
I do live. I have a girlfriend and a dog.
Right.
So I do have roommates.
That is a slightly different roommate situation.
Yeah.
Not completely different, but like, I don't have a dog, but I do have a husband and a child, and having done that and had roommates, I feel like a roommate situation is a lot more stressful.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Yes. 100%.
It tries. I never liked it because like I felt like I couldn't have my full vision in terms of decorating.
Right.
Like I couldn't just run wild with the place, and I always felt really limited by that. So that was what was so hard for me.
And does your girlfriend like share your aesthetic, or has she just given up?
She just rolls with it.
Nice.
I would love if my boyfriend had a decorating aesthetic.
I don't know that I do.
Right.
I just like to do it.
I mean, my decorating aesthetic is basically like be a fucking slob.
Yeah, me too.
And my husband is not a huge fan of that. But his aesthetic includes tidying, so it's kind of
tidying. Weird. Is he a Marie Kondo fan?
He would throw out everything in the house, I think, if he were allowed to, maybe including the cat.
Oh no! Yeah. Don't throw away the cat.
It's a really old cat. Don't feel bad for this cat.
No, now I feel bad for the cat.
Do you want the cat?
No,
like
I'm
it's
allergic.
Seriously all yours. Like
no.
I don't mean to talk bad about a cat, but this cat is very old and getting on my last goddamn nerve.
Sounds like I don't.
It sounds like I'm a terrible person.
No. I was about to say fuck this cat. Yeah. I turned on the cat.
Good.
No,
I'd like you all to be on my side in this fight.
No, I like cats. Not from afar. I don't.
Well, her aesthetic is shit outside the box whenever possible, and that has been my aesthetic since like 1999. So,
but aren't cats though? This is like aside from being allergic, they shit and piss in a box, and they walk around in that box, and then they walk around on all your stuff.
Yes, yeah.
Which is the other reason I wouldn't have cats.
They are not particularly hygienic in that sense.
But then, if you really think about it, isn't everything covered in shit and piss?
Pretty much.
Everywhere. Like, I asked what's it called? Not an epidemiologist, but someone who studies
germologist.
Germologist?
Yes.
And I said, everything's covered in semen and feces, right? And he said, yeah, pretty much.
Right.
Yeah, like
semen specific.
Remember those old like Dateline episodes where they would like shine the black light on everything? Like,
yeah.
And they'd be like, oh,
and they say,
up next at 10 p.m., the whole world is covered in cum,
Yeah, and everywhere. Not you think, well, New York City, New York and LA is covered in cum, but not Gary, Indiana. Like, there's especially Gary, Indiana.
Yeah. Mike Pence is there. He's covered in cum.
He's from, there's jizz everywhere.
Pretty much
everywhere.
head to toe.
And they'll go like people's remote control. The things, like, not in hotels, but like people's in their homes. Like stuff that should be strictly jizz free. That has jizz on it too.
On the plates?
There's everything.
I bought one of those little flashlights because the cat started peeing everywhere and wanted to make sure I was like cleaning it everywhere. But honestly, all it did was like make things that were white in the room glow. And I'm like, this is like a party black light. This isn't like a party aftermath black light.
Yeah.
Wait, so it made it so you're like, oh, everything's covered in cat piss.
No, it just made me feel like I needed some black light posters. And, like,
that's pretty cool. Though.
Yeah.
That's a nice aesthetic.
That is an acceptable aesthetic, yes.
Should we look at the illustration?
Yeah.
you
Are you
wanna
ready
see
to
this
face
picture?
your dream?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's see.
I'm sorry I said jizz so many times.
I opened the show by saying bunghole at least 5 times in a row.
Yeah, that's
so,
true.
Yeah.
I just don't want you to think that.
All right,
Oh,
here's
wow.
your picture. I also feel like this could be captioned like how I wish every porn movie started.
I love.
Game over, and then I'm like, but my groin injury. Look at my
I love
groin
the
injury.
cartoon image of Dave. It's amazing. It's super cute.
It
cartoon.
really is, but it also looks like I'm scared of something. It's a great drawing, but it looks like I'm scared of.
Well, you're
like
about to fuck up, like for real. You know, the
Yeah,
whole,
yeah.
You know. I mean, wait, you are anxious in this dream, right? You're not like,
Yes.
yay, I don't have to go play hockey because I can't find my pads.
No, I love that. I absolutely love the drawing. I'm just zoning in on it. No, but that's exactly the dream. Like, because that guy, look at that guy. You can tell the guy in the back is like got his shit together. Probably put a few goals in the net already.
This was one of the least disturbing image searches I had to do in service of this project tonight. The most disturbing, honestly, being Mike Pence. That was not a
He's
fun
really disturbing,
image
yeah.
search.
Now I wish I would have thought of something more disturbing.
I mean, no, this is what I like about stress streams, though, is because everybody has a version of just you're taking all these steps to do something and it keeps falling apart. Like, I mean, I had some ridiculous dream where I was like riding a bike uphill and the dirt kept sliding out underneath me. And I was like, I gotta call these people and tell them I'm gonna be late. And I had an Apple Watch in my dream and I couldn't figure out how to work it with my very fat fingers. And then I pulled out my phone and it died. And I woke up, I'm like, that just feels lazy. That feels like a lazy, like, narrative of stress. Yeah, like next time be a little more creative with how you're fucking up. But I like the universality.
Yeah.
Of the multi-step stress dream. Most
of my dreams, I think, are like I can't remember when they're really violent and I'm not getting any oxygen because I have sleep apnea, which is true.
Oh.
Not to brag.
I mean,
everyone claims to have it though.
Right.
Now it's
Do you
like
snore?
a craze. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you wear a thing?
I used to and then I stopped, but now I think I have to again.
Yeah. No, that's real. Like, I mean, do you ever have dreams that like you can't breathe?
All of them.
This is a subject that's going to come up a lot, you guys, and it's going to be super awesome and fun.
What, sleep apnea?
Yeah, sleep apnea.
It's the
just
craze.
like
they say like it can kill you in your sleep, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't. That would be fine.
Anyone can kill you in your sleep.
I've had a good run.
All right, I have one final question for you before we let you go.
Is it weird that I'm sitting at this table?
No, we love it.
It's
Right,
no
so-
weirder than anything else that's happened
Joining
tonight.
the audience.
What is the compromise or lack of compromise that you have reached with your partner about the sleep apnea snoring? How do you guys navigate that?
Well, no, it's kind of come to a head with that, like where she's like, you should start, because originally, because they're like, well, if you lose weight, you won't snore as much, and I did that, snore just as much, and then it's like, if you don't get drunk all the time, you won't snore as much. So I tried not getting drunk a couple times, and I still snort. So I think she's just like, you should. But your question, those apps that make rain sounds.
Yeah.
Sometimes we use that.
That seems good. And also, I feel like if I was your partner, I would just like pay the doctor to keep like telling you stuff like, if you do the dishes, you won't snore as much.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that.
If you do our grocery shopping, you won't snore. Just keep upping the ante, you know?
Yeah.
All right, Dave, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for
Hello,
having me.
everybody.
Thank you for the lovely drawing.
Oh, man, thank
It's
you.
gorgeous.
Oh, Oh, yes, and you get to keep this. You may have it framed or burnt, whichever you like. It does if it fits your aesthetic. All right, our next guest is a very funny comedian. She is a writer. She is a mom, so she knows all about the bunghole problem. Please welcome to the stage, Raquel D'Apice.
Yay, Raquel! The bunghole problem. That sounds like a very good
That's the subtitle,
philosophical work.
The subtitle of this show.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah, we have a lot of bunghole problems.
Yeah.
It's really sad that I had to wait for the she's a mom thing. Where she's a comedian, she's a woman, and I was like, wait for it. And I was like, all right, I got it.
I just wanted to bring us back to bunghole, or I never would have mentioned your kids.
I could have found a way to come around to it. That's great.
That's why I trust you. Yeah. So, I mean, as a mother, I
yes,
imagine,
Emily.
Yes.
What would you like to talk about as a mother?
Besides bungholes, I imagine that like sleep is sort of like a broken thing for you.
Weirdly, it's not.
Oh, what do your kids
You
like
sleep well?
sleep through the night or some shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Everything
Cool.
else is wrong and everything else is bad.
Right.
I did that thing where you put them in their crib and you just don't go and get them when they cry.
Right.
And then they just cry and then they go, all right, no one's coming.
Yeah.
No,
No, I did that too, and then it was fine, and then it stopped working. I'm sorry.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, how long did yours cry for?
a long fucking time.
Very expressive.
I don't want to say the amount of time into a microphone that I let them cry for.
Right.
But it was a long time.
Yeah.
But it worked. And I asked the doctor before, I was like, hey, if I do this, they definitely like won't wind up as one of those kids in the Russian orphanages who doesn't feel emotions.
Right.
And the doctor said no.
Right.
So
Not because of that.
I did. I mean, the doctor didn't say no. The doctor looked at me like, you're a fucking idiot. And then was like, no, they won't be one of the Russian orphanage kids.
Right.
So I did it, and they sleep really well.
You know, that we did the exact same thing, and everything was cool until she was about like 2.5. And then she started freaking out at night, and we're like, well, we'll just put her in her room and let her cry again. But you forget that 2.5-year-olds can kind of talk.
Yeah.
So she's in there crying and screaming and just like, "Why, let me out, let me out." And we're just like, just be cool, be cool. And then all of a sudden I hear her go, "Mama, I'm sorry." And I'm like, fuck! Like, no. So and then that just turned into like a whole cascading like thing of a lot of bribery. And yeah, fast forward to she's 6 and like we still have to cuddle her to sleep at night. I say have to, like we're not the parents.
It'd be weird if someone else had to cuddle her to sleep if it wasn't her parents.
She has a fucking bear that's the size of her that I'm like, maybe Fred can cuddle you to sleep at night. And she looks at me, she's like, I know he's like a stuffed animal. I'm like, you and your knowing things.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what you get for teaching kids anything.
I know. I've said. I mean, my kids do other shitty things. I mean, they sleep fine, but like I had one for a while would eat cashews and then just spit them onto the floor into a little pile. Like so I just like walk around the house picking up chewed up piles of cashews, and I was like, this is my life. This is so bad. I thought things would be better.
Right. You don't anticipate piles of cashews.
I just never even thought that was a thing that a person would do. Like, you're enjoying the cashew, you chewed it for a while.
Right.
Just eat it.
This show also, like, serves as birth control.
I don't know, it was like a weird diet thing. Like, he'd just chew it and then be like, and I'm done. I don't need to. I've had enough. I enjoy the cashew. I don't want to take it any further. I'm just going to leave it in the hallway.
Yeah, we all had that phase.
Where the dogs will walk by it and be like, well, okay, this is happening. That's fine.
Oh, God.
So yeah, sleep was fine. There are other things that are shitty.
Right.
They sleep fine.
That's good.
I know. I count my blessings every fucking day.
So your dream was awesome, and I want to get to it, but I also want to talk a little bit about sleep paralysis. Because so does anybody here? Do you guys know what sleep paralysis is?
I don't know what it is.
That was a man who has had this happen.
Yep.
This thing where and this happens to me a lot, and this is part of my waking up screaming thing, is like I'm not so much waking up screaming as like trying to scream and I can't move. And I'm like just trapped right below the surface of sleep, and like I can't quite break through. One time years ago, this happened to me, and I not only could I not move, I saw in like glittery letters, like in front of my eyes, ghostly hands, written out as words. I'm just like, what the fuck
You saw text?
I saw text. I saw a text that said ghostly
That's
hands.
the most cartoonist dream.
No, it's very on brand.
There were texts, and then I was like,
Yeah.
And then it was like, quote unquote, ghostly hands? Question mark?
Yeah. Meanwhile,
Yeah, no, I've never had I never had to edit a dream. I've never had letters appear.
Right.
But it's the same thing where that's why when you first said nightmares, I was like, oh, I don't want to do those. Those are just because sleep paralysis is you think that you're awake and you're paralyzed, and I don't have the words ghostly hands. I always have. Do you guys know the giant guy at the end of Fantasia, the giant demon thing? Everyone's watched Fantasia a bunch of times, right? I sent you an email telling you to watch it. So there's a giant ugly demon at the end of Fantasia, or Fantasia 2000. I don't remember which one. And he's just over the bed, and he's right there, and you're like, this is real, and I can't move or make it go away. And then you wake up, and you're like, I don't know what to do with that.
right.
Because you're like, well, that actually happened, but I have to get the kids ready for school. But there was a demon.
So you don't know when this is happening to you that you are asleep. You don't understand what's happening.
Completely real. And you feel like you can't move, and you see with your eyes a person or a thing walk, or letters.
Scary letters.
Walk or come in or appear in the room, drop or whatever. But you really see it happening, and you're just like, oh my God, this is a real thing. And then it's not clear the line where you wake up, so you're like, all right, so just demons exist. And sometimes I can't move and I'm powerless to stop anything, but I should go make a sandwich for my 6-year-old. So let's get it moving.
Well, let's forget about that trauma.
Yeah.
Waka, waka, waka.
Has this happened a lot of times?
It's happened enough times to be really unnerving.
Oh man, that sucks.
It's almost like our brains are out to get us.
Yeah, almost. It is. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like, oh, your kids sleep. Well, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'll make your sleep a living nightmare. Literally a living nightmare.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, but that was not the dream I shared. Was more of a stress dream because it was a super intense.
It's a
stress dream.
super awesome stress dream. Okay, tell us your dream.
All right, so I had a very bad stress dream around November. I could tell that I was not going to be renewed at my very stressful job. And every single night I would have dreams about this, but this was the one that struck me the most. So I'm at my job, but in this version of the dream, or this version of reality, my job is that my bosses dispatch emotional support sea turtles to people who need them. And my job is to get the turtles to the people and then make sure the people get rehabilitated. Which sounds dumb, except that they are so fucking intent on doing this. And they're like, no, you have to get and the thing is, in this specific dream, the only people they were dispatching them to were, and this is really random, teenage Uyghur girls, which, are you familiar with the Uyghurs? They live in the, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Xinjiang region of China.
You're looking at me like I'm going to be able to
I don't know. I had to write about this a lot for work. And they had, in the northwest region of China, they're a Chinese ethnic minority. They're more Turkic than regular Chinese. And there's tons of surveillance and awful things happening. So for whatever reason, in my dream, I had to help rehabilitate these teenage Uyghur girls. Except they didn't really seem like Uyghurs. They kind of seemed like, I want Bratz dolls, because they all had these really high ponytails that were they had pink and blue streaks, and I was like, they can't be real Uyghurs, because they wouldn't be dressed like that. They'd be dressed like ethnic.
They're
Uyghurs.
not fulfilling your personal stereotype.
But I mean, they were wearing denim jackets.
Right.
They all had phones. They were They wouldn't talk to me, which I'm like, I'm trying to emotionally help you, and you're not even looking at my face. But they'd come up to me, and I was like, all right. So I'd go to the main guy. He'd be like, all right, get the sea turtle, and they'd burrow under the sand, kind of like Bugs Bunny used to go. And they'd burrow into the sand and be like, all right. And then I had to wait until the girl was rehabilitated. But she would just be on her phone in her bleached denim jacket the whole time. And I had no fucking clue how I knew. So I guess she's rehabilitated or she's not. And I never had any idea, but I couldn't go back to them because they'd be like, no, get more sea turtles out. There are more people who need them.
Right.
And it was just this endlessly. And the sea turtles, I think I said, were very nice. They were the nicest part of the dream. They were really sweet. They were they had those little beaks, the leatherback beaky sea turtles. They were
little.
They were big. They were huge, giant leatherback turtles. But I don't know if they were really helping. I have no way to tell. And I woke up not knowing. I was like, I hope I helped you. But the thing is, I really don't hope that I helped them. Not true of the actual Uyghurs. Actual Uyghurs have a serious situation. You should read up on it, but you spell it in a weird way. I can give you the spelling of Uyghurs after. But the actual ones in the dream, I was like, they're not Uyghur. But I couldn't say that because I was like, I'm too new, and I was like, I felt weird bringing it up.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be like, these are not real Uyghurs. Like these are teenage girls or
just
Bratz
random
dolls.
pink-haired people taking advantage of the sea turtle's generosity.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
and not pink. There was just pink streaks. Like,
Oh,
not
okay.
all pink, like pink streaks.
It's like physical, emotional labor that you're performing.
It was a lot of it, and just the uncertainty of like, well, I give up. I don't know. I don't know what you want. I don't know when they'll be rehabilitated enough. I don't know what the turtles are doing exactly. But you're like really set on the turtles, so I'm going to go with it, and we're going to keep doing the thing with the turtles.
So one of the things that I like about this dream is that I'm not like I'm judging everyone's dream. That was a shitty dream. This was a good one. But like there's dreams where there's like there's no subtext. It's all text. Like I feel like a lot of stress dreams are like, oh well, that was pretty obvious. But this, I mean, like there are layers. I'm not a psychologist or a dream analyst, but I do have. I know. Sorry. Good night.
Why am I even here?
Why are any of us here? Really,
don't know.
Like I said, punishment. But I asked Google what do turtles in dreams mean, and
I didn't even think of doing that.
yeah, they have a certain amount of symbolism, which is kind of like what you would expect. They symbolize fertility. Sorry,
That's fine.
I know. They symbolize like protection and like motherhood and like helpfulness. So it really like makes sense that you would be using turtles as these sort of therapy creatures. They also are supposed to be a sign that you need to slow down in your life.
No.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'll give you the $25 that I
Yeah.
paid you for that advice. You definitely need to slow. I also, in fairness, as I recounted that dream, realized that my son had a sea turtle slap bracelet watch.
Right.
I mean, we all have one, I
Right.
assume, or 5. But yeah, so I'm like, as I was writing it, I was like, he was sitting next to me wearing it for no reason. The watch part is gone. It's just a sea turtle on a slap bracelet. But I was like, oh, that probably had something to do with it because I'm not around sea
Right.
turtles normally.
I mean,
I don't know if you guys
sometimes
are
the
in your line
universe
of
just
work.
sends you a sign.
Yeah, or a bunch of them in like a really weird order.
Right.
But yeah, it was super. Yeah, it was just very intense, and I just kind of threw up my hands. I was like, I don't know. This is clearly not. I'm not good at this.
Right.
Should we see the drawing?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
take a look.
I'm gonna go sit by the table thing.
Let's see. All right.
Oh my god.
This is adorable.
Here's you. And as close as I could get to a mashup of a Bratz doll and an ethnic Uyghur girl. But
No, you nailed it.
I feel like phone use and a middle finger is pretty universal among teens everywhere. That's a smaller turtle, I think, than perhaps you were envisioning.
It's totally okay. I love that it has the emoji eyes.
Right.
Like the emoji heart. Like I actually wish that were an emoji that I could send to people.
Maybe someday it will be.
Oh, having a bad day, have an emotional support sea turtle.
Are there any programmers in the house? Because I feel like this is, you know what to do. Go make this happen. Yeah.
That's adorable.
Well,
and that even looks like, it's really weird. I was like, no, it looks like me. Yeah. Except my eyes aren't black holes, but still.
Not yet.
Give it like 5 years.
You're
No,
right.
definitely.
Or minutes.
I really like the turtle. It's so cute. It's kind of a cross between a puppy and a turtle. Like, it looks exactly like a turtle, but it's energetically puppy.
Right. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
but turtles are they're very, for something that's a reptile and not particularly pleasant in a tactile sense, they're really kind of like calming and comforting to be around. I would way rather have one than my cat.
Do they have...
You're really into your cat.
Yeah.
I was a little nervous when I got out. Is she going to purr the cat onto me also? Because I also don't want the cat.
Are you sure you don't want the
I
cat?
definitely don't want
All
the cat.
right.
But the turtle can't love you, I think. The cat can love... Can the cat...
I don't. I think a turtle
I
probably
don't-
love you more than a cat can love you.
Look,
Okay.
every
I'll take some
animal
flack
you
from
ever
the cat
have in your
people.
house would eat your face if it could.
Mm.
Like, your dog, your cat, turtles. I mean, turtles at least are not carnivorous. So I feel like that is a tick in the turtle box. Yeah, fight me.
I don't know what to do with the phrase tick in the turtle box. I was just picturing like a very small tick.
All right.
In like a box that you keep turtles in normally, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. Like
Right.
it
Yeah,
would get eaten by the turtles.
I don't need to make sense all the time.
It's fine. I don't need to make sense ever.
So does seeing the drawing illuminate anything new about your dream to you? Any deeper realizations?
I need to stand up straight. My posture is really bad, and I know that.
Well, you're burdened with a turtle.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm burdened with a lot of things.
You're,
Turtle.
like, holding it up.
I'm burdened with the turtle. Actually, was wonderful. I was like, I don't want to be burdened with the turtle. I was burdened with the responsibility of helping people in a way I did not understand. But the turtle was lovely, and I really did like the turtle a lot.
Right. I mean, love has a lot of sides.
It does.
Yeah.
And some of those sides are round.
All right. On that note, thank you
Thank
very
you so
much.
much.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Here is your artwork. Do with it what you will. I am also I was supposed to tell you guys this ages ago, but you need to go up and get drinks at the bar because there's not somebody to come and bring you one. So if you're thirsty, or if your mouth is dry like mine is, and now you know that.
Or if you're scared.
Or if you're scared,
Yeah.
go on and get yourself some drinks. All right, Karen, are you here? Yay!
Yay!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next guest is one of the funniest writers probably pretty much ever. She is a writer for McSweeney's and The New Yorker, and just wrote a whole bunch of stuff for Sandra Oh at the Golden Globes.
Amazing.
So yeah, come up here and be fancy, Karen G.
Karen, yay! Nice to meet you.
Okay. Hi, nice to meet you. Hi, how are you? Thank you for coming. Where? Let's see. Do you have a mic? Give me this. All right, so there we go.
Hello.
Excellent.
We start each segment with a scavenger hunt for the mic.
Yeah,
I know, I love it. I got it.
It's
pretty
very
quickly.
interactive. This is also an escape room. I don't know if we made that clear.
Yeah. That part doesn't start till after the show.
Yeah,
So.
it's gonna be brutal. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are
Welcome
you?
back. Before you get into, tell us all about your amazing trip.
Oh,
how was
man.
it?
It was like a dream. For context, I was in LA working for a week writing jokes for the Golden Globes, which just aired on Sunday. And it was very fun. It was my first time getting to write jokes and then watch them on air, if that makes sense. I had written for a pilot that didn't get picked up and stuff, so this was the first time I saw it actually happen, and everyone was really nice. And someone thought I was an intern. So then I corrected them, and I went, no, I work here. And he went, well, who's the coffee for? And I went, it's for me. And it was the most powerful I ever felt.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's like it's either going to be intern or valet.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Good for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I
would
hope
like
that
for
man
that.
felt ashamed of himself.
I hope so. I sort of walked off being like, this is the best coffee I've ever had.
I almost wanted that to end with the coffee being thrown in his face, but like you seem way too nice.
No, I wish I had the guts. That is much cooler.
Yeah. And then he's burned and scarred for life, and doesn't that just show him?
He's like, who's the coffee for? And I go,
Your
your
face!
face!
We should never ever talk again. So okay, I'm just gonna let you tell your dream.
Okay, this is real. This is 100% real. I've had this recurring dream since my freshman year of high school. It strikes me about once a year. In the beginning, it occurred a couple times within a year, and then since then, I've gotten it like once every other year or so. And I brought it up to my therapist once. It happens when I'm not stressed. It is the opposite of a stress dream. It is a recurring nightmare in which I am a potato.
What?
100% true. And it's a nightmare because in the dream, I don't realize I'm a potato until like 2/3 into it when I'm like, hold on, I can't speak or move my body. And then I look around and I somehow get this like third eye vision of myself and I go, fuck, I'm a potato again. And in my dream, I know it's a dream and then I can't wake myself up from the dream.
Right.
And oftentimes it's in situations where I want to say something and I can't say anything. And then I wake up and I have this existential nightmare of why does my brain think I am a potato?
So
Very
this is sort of like
Thank
Kafka.
you.
Yes, Kafka
Yeah.
meets the farmer's market.
Yeah.
Like,
By the farmer's market. That's very funny.
so is this a horrifying dream or just sort of like irritating? And I'm really sorry because you sent me this dream and I was walking in the park and checking my phone because I'm that asshole. And like I read this and like seriously laughed so hard I walked into a tree.
It's not horrifying. That's the weirdest thing. It becomes more of a nightmare after I wake up, because then I can't stop self-psychoanalyzing.
Right.
And I think I sort of maybe know what it is, which is that, well, I love eating potatoes. They're like my favorite food. Mm-hmm. And then also, I only describe one thing in real life as a potato that isn't a potato, which is like boring white men.
I love it.
Thank you. So
Right.
when people are like, Channing Tatum's hot, I'm like, he looks like a potato. It's something I say constant. Mike Pence,
Interesting.
evil potato. You know what I mean?
Definitely evil potato.
Yeah, and I think it's when I was in high school, I've thought about this a lot. When I was in high school, I realized that I was so good at relating to white people's culture more than white people were trying to relate to me, to the point which I mean, like, I know the lyrics to every Billy Joel song. I listen to John Denver every morning.
That's a step further than you had to take.
Yeah. Emily and I don't know that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But I fully remember thinking like, dang, I bend over backwards to fit in. And like one time I brought a friend home and she saw this poster of like Totoro. Do you guys know Totoro?
Yeah.
On my wall, and she asked if it was an ugly doll. And I remember being like, I think this is a hate crime. So I think around that time I started getting this dream just in my brain being like, don't turn into a potato.
Wow, that's a lot of layers. I mean,
Yeah.
it's also very fun to say the word potato.
Yeah.
So there's that.
There's also the whole like couch potato thing, like
Right.
the potatoes association with laziness. Is that a fear for you as a
Okay.
very ambitious person?
I actually had never thought of that, and that makes so much more sense than this crap I came up with.
I'm getting this. Yeah.
I have such a fear of being lazy. I have that like drilled into my bones by my parents, I think.
Yeah.
So that, yeah, 100% I think that's true. I think you're right.
I think it's very telling that it only happens in times when you're not stressed out.
Yes!
Like,
Oh my god!
Yeah.
It's like your mind's just being like, get
we
yourself
solved
in gear.
it!
Wow!
Yeah.
Every single thing lines up.
I mean, I don't want to take away from your assessment that white people are wrong in potatoes, but
No,
like,
no, I
but
think you're right.
also,
Suddenly, I think Channing Tatum's very hot. No, that's truly, wow, that's genius. Can I talk to you about other stuff?
Yes,
Totally, yeah. I
please.
mean, I'm just like really smart, you know. So,
I knew this about you.
oh my
yeah.
gosh, should we see the drawing?
Do you want to see this?
Yes, I'm so excited!
Yay!
All right, let's.
I also am an embarrassingly huge fan of Emily's drawing, so this is a big moment for me.
It's amazing.
I
Emily's
mean,
amazing.
this may be the thing that
Oh my
ruins
God.
that for you.
No.
All right. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I've made a lot of shitty puns in my life.
Oh, I love this.
This might possibly be the shit. Thank you for
This is
God.
amazing.
That's the
I love
appropriate response to both this drawing and that joke. But look how cute a potato looks with your hair.
Thank you. Honestly, you got my bangs exactly the way I want them to look. It's
So I guess
truly perfect.
Really,
That's kinda how they look
you
right
can
now.
take this in the next time you get a haircut. Be like, make me look like this potato.
Yeah.
That's genius. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh man, yeah, tuber. Fucking hate myself.
Is this illuminating anything else for you?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, this also alludes to the fact that I have not worked hard enough and probably lost out on things, and that's why I'm like, well, I can still do YouTube.
Right.
So, you guys have broken my brain open.
It's there for all of us. Just waiting.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. I'm glad we all now also have alternate jobs. I don't know. All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
Oh man.
It's pretty deep stuff.
It is. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot there, man. You think vegetables are just made of starch and nutrients, but really they're made of psychological layers.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never dreamed that I was a vegetable, but I have a dream all the time where I'm like myself, but like way younger. I have a dream that I'm like 5 and stuff a lot, and it's like a nightmare. Because
Really?
because I have all the same like knowledge that I have now, but just like a 5-year-old body.
That's fucking horrifying.
Yeah.
I was reading an article on the way over about a kid who went through puberty at age like 2.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So just like, but was still the same height? Or
Yeah, no, he
taller?
grew. He grew like very tall and very big, and basically was like the world's angriest, rapiest 6-year-old.
Oh, damn.
And yeah, no, I mean, I feel like being the wrong age in a body is a very bad dream.
Yeah, because you're like, I'm smart, and no one believes me. It
Right.
was kind of like being a woman, actually.
Right.
Yeah. All right, should we bring up our final guest?
Yes, our final guest is a musician. You may know him from bands like Just to Brazil or Jawbreaker. Blake Schwartzenbach, come on up.
Yay, Blake!
Yes, yeah. Oh, you found the mic right away. That's excellent. Yeah, it's more of a scavenger glance.
Blake knows how to find a microphone. He's been doing it for a long
You're
time.
right.
Yeah.
I think we should take a second and talk about your. Oh, it's a sweatshirt. It's not a sweater.
The Christmas sweatshirt.
It's
Okay, all I want
sweatshirt.
for Christmas is, what does the bottom say? The means of production. I love it.
Fantastic.
Oh my God. I would
How
like
could I
to-
not wear this to KGB?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I got this as a Christmas present for a friend, and then bought one for myself too.
It's pretty cool.
I'm gonna need the link for that because I think this needs to be like our Christmas sweaters, like holiday card next year if there is a next year.
On Facebook when they have like band T-shirts that are bootleg,
Yeah.
like Lemonhead shirts and stuff. This
Right.
was one of those.
Really?
I get into that stuff. And it's like, I'm
Interesting.
gonna buy this.
Yeah. It makes me feel a little bit better to know that you've bought things off Facebook ads because I feel like possibly 30% of the things I own right now is shit I bought off Facebook ads.
Oh, you do too.
Yeah, like it's working. Like that's my new like my shampoo.
From a Facebook ad?
It's from a Facebook ad. It's
I
freaking great
obsessively
shampoo.
get into Facebook ads. Like I either hate them or I use them.
What is the best and the worst thing that you bought off a Facebook ad?
I've only bought this off of a Facebook ad.
It's the best thing.
You're
The
right.
best
really
thing for sure. And
legitimately great.
I'm really happy with the production value. You know, it's got this like 8-bit font,
Yeah.
but it's kind of sweatery,
Yeah, it's great.
and it's actually a good sweatshirt. I just washed it for the
It's-
first time today,
No, it's
and the
it's
messaging
fantastic.
is great.
Yeah. So thank you, Mark Zuckerberg. For,
The worst is Nugenics.
What's
Tell me
I
new
don't know
more.
if any of you
that
men
that
are-
sounds like a portmanteau
have been-
of things I don't want to think about, like neutering and eugenics. Is that what this is?
No, it's a virility pill.
Oh, like to
That I-
make it? Is it like a boner pill, like Viagra, or?
It's more like vitality.
Man.
Mana.
Oh, now we're circled back to semen everywhere.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
it's like the opposite of a potato.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I liked it better when I was talking about potatoes. Well, that's horrifying. I'm glad you didn't buy that.
It-
Yeah. I got these jeans from a Facebook ad, you guys.
I only buy my virility pills at gas stations. That's it. Only there.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know, if they're not going to sell ephedrine anymore, you got to get something there.
Yep.
Yeah. Do they still sell ephedrine in gas stations?
I don't think so.
Anybody?
No,
Yeah. Everything was better before.
but they sell like they sell penis enlargement pills. I don't know. I guess you tape them to the end of your penis or something, or what? I'm not sure.
I feel like there's sort of like a dare show you could make about just things that you can buy at gas stations, like Viagra sushi, gas station sushi. I don't know if that's a thing you've come across. In Baltimore, there are gas station crab cakes, which also seems like a real dodgy situation.
It's
Rope.
The one thing all those things have in common is it's just sugar.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it is.
I was just in Nova Scotia for the holidays. My family lives up in southern Nova Scotia, south east by the shore. They call it shore, center of the province. And I bought an apple pie at the gas station.
That sounds
Christmas
good.
Day.
That's
It was
a good
actually
gas
really good,
station
and it was
purchase.
produced in Nova Scotia. Nova
That's-
Scotia apples.
That sounds great.
So this
actually.
wasn't just like one of those little table talk pies, which are fucking delicious.
It
But-
tasted that good,
Really?
but it was a full size pie, and it was $3.99.
Damn.
Wow.
And
Canadian.
actually, so what we've learned about you so far is that you are a great buyer of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's a 2
I-
for 2.
For the
That's
first time
sweatshirt
in my
and
life,
the pie.
I'm flush.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now I'm
I'm going to let you manage my money from now on.
Yeah.
And maybe you will get me to stop buying things off of Facebook ads.
Just come home and it's just like communist sweatshirts and pies everywhere.
Yeah, that's basically my dream.
Yeah.
Uh,
I know. Me too. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Excellent. Yay, we have life plans.
So, Blake, do you have a nightmare that you want to share with us?
I only have one nightmare, and I have it several times a night. It seems my sleep has gotten really erratic, so I sleep in kind of 2-hour shifts, and I think I do have sleep apnea, which I only found out about when I started seeing a woman who now has told me that.
That's what we're for, is to tell you if you have sleep apnea.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it made a lot of sense because I do wake up in a panic and I sleep very fitfully. But I do have the same dream mostly, which is that I'm overseas on tour and I've lost everything and I have to go home and live with my dad in Venice, California. And there's a whole other kind of array of logistical problems, citizenship, acquired a bunch of antique gear in Europe, and I have to get that through customs. So I'm probably not going to get back to the U.S., but should I get back to the U.S., then I'm going to have to go live with my dad. My assets are frozen. Everything's gone.
I feel like it's the live with your dad that is the kicker.
Yeah.
That's really just the turning of the knife in that situation. I feel like that's also a theme here, is that you are forced to like regress to something that was,
Yeah, I identify with your other dreamers very much.
Yeah. I feel like these also work as good bookends, like between hockey and rock and roll, just not having the right shit.
Having to live with your dad.
Yeah, having to live with your dad. Yeah. It could be worse. You could have to go live with my dad.
And kind of like losing the identity that you've built in some
All
sense.
the gains you've striven for.
Yeah.
Suddenly just gone in an instant. And I just can't believe it in the dream. Like even my wallet is disintegrated and my ID is gone.
Wow.
That is terrifying.
Does it ever get to the point where you're like actually on a plane and going home, or is it just like you're stuck somewhere?
No, I never get to the airport. And also, just to add a little more to it, I've gotten drunk somehow and I don't drink now. So there's that.
Wow. And it's a drinking dream.
It's a drinking dream, and I'm just like, God, how did I get so fucked up?
Right.
Just this realization that I'm totally wasted and I have to go and like do customs and all that stuff.
So is it a relief when you wake up?
No, I'm mad. I'm pissed off because I'm freaked out.
Right.
And I'm disappointed in myself for having the same dream again. With my unconscious, like I feel like we should have processed this by now.
Right.
As you said earlier, like I feel like it's lazy unconscious
it's
work.
Boilerplate at this point. It's just like, all right, still stressed out.
Yeah, because I look to the dream for the power of the imagination, to the wild side of the unconscious.
Right.
But it is just this kind of script that I cannot break free from.
I wonder if you just went to Europe and like somehow really lost everything, like in sort of like an experimental way, if that would help, or if this is the stupidest idea I've ever had.
I'm going to Europe in April.
All right, give it a shot.
Just get one of those little money belts that you wear under your shirt. That's what I did to prevent myself from losing my stuff when I was there. I think what would happen in real life if you lost your passport in Europe is that you'd probably get stuck in the place that you were for another week or two, but then be able to get something from the U.S. Embassy, probably. I think that does happen to people. They get robbed and stuff.
There has to be some sort of mechanism for, like, making sure, because otherwise, people lose their stuff all the time. So you can't be like, sorry, you live in Barcelona now. Like, it shouldn't be that bad, really. Maybe that's my path to citizenship. But yeah, no, I think
I always think of Michael Douglas in The Game when he wakes up in the grave in Tijuana when he has to go to the embassy.
I am unfamiliar with this film.
You haven't seen The Game?
No. He wakes up in a grave?
Yeah.
You lost me at Michael Douglas, to be perfectly honest.
It's like peak Douglas.
Ugh.
And it's David Fincher's finest film.
Pre-Zeta Jones.
Why is his face always damp?
He's a damn man.
He's
a potato.
Yes.
But he kind of eviscerates the potato. Like I think he's very good at playing the potato.
Yeah.
Knowingly.
Yeah.
He's cognizant of what he's lampooning.
Yeah.
And nowhere more so than in The Game when he plays like a totally emotionally shut down San Francisco bank magnate who's undergoing a paternal familial crisis. I can't recommend it enough. It's on Netflix. It's great.
I'll check it out, man.
Yeah.
I guess I gotta just swallow that Michael Douglas pill and like.
But he has to go to the American embassy in Tijuana
Right.
and prove that he is a whole citizen.
Right. Is this the plot point of the entire? Is this like what everything hinges on, or is this just like
it's so much deeper than that. So much more. So much more, Emily.
Really gets into more layers of identity and toxic masculinity and Michael Douglas's gross, damp face.
That's what they say about toxic masculinity. It's damp.
It's one of many terrible things about it.
Should we look at the drawing?
You want to see it?
I would love to.
All
yeah,
right.
I'm going to go to the drawing seat.
But I feel like this should be our designated
drawing seat,
viewing seat from now on.
This is like we're teaching you about your dream.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like we're on the voice.
A two-shot here, though.
Yeah.
Right. All right.
Oh.
Here you go. I feel like basically everything that I've done tonight has indicated that I have a real thing against cats. I don't, just mine, but I felt like it would make it like extra sad if you also couldn't bring your cats because, I know you actually like yours. But yeah. And
It's so great.
Hopefully these are the officious Eastern European passport control guys of your dreams.
There's kind of a Mayberry vibe going on there.
Yeah.
I don't know what
See the French mustache.
I don't know what Mayberry you guys know, but yeah. Either way, it looks like a bad place to be stuck. But yeah, I had a point to make about your dream that I have completely forgotten. Good night, everybody. But yeah, so maybe it will help you. You honestly, maybe you should try burning this one and see if it'll help. Yeah, well, frame it and then burn it and then frame the ashes, and maybe you'll stop having that dream. I can solve everything, you guys. All right, is that it? Is that our show?
I think this is it, you guys. Give it up for Blake.
Thank you so much.
Dave.
You guys
And
stick
Karen.
around. And thank you, and Dave, and Karen, and Raquel,
And Raquel.
thank you, and stick around and drink some drinks. Yeah, I don't know. Tell us about your dreams.
Hang out.
We'll try to solve them.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Nightmares is held monthly at the Red Room at KGB Bar in New York City. Live sound and recording by Chris Gersbeck. I'm Emily Flake. Tonight's co-host was Kate Willett. Produced and edited by Shannon Manning for Good Orbit.
Roger, nice to be in orbit.